Question 18. The function f is such that f of x equals 2x over 3x plus 5, and we are being asked to find f of minus 2. So what that means is that x is minus 2, and we can substitute that into our formula in place of x and get our answer. So f of minus 2 is equal to 2 times minus 2 all over 3 times minus 2 plus 5, where our minus 2 is being subbed in like so. I can then type that into the calculator in one go, and I'm going to get 4 as my answer. Next part, the function g is such that g of x equals 3 all over x plus 4, and we'll be asked to find the inverse of g, where x is 6. So x is 6 given what we have here, but we cannot sub that into this formula because of the fact that we need the inverse of g, not g. Of course, we start with g to get the inverse. Our first step would be writing this as y equals. Our next step is to then swap the values of x and y around so that we're looking at it from the perspective of the inverse, in other words, looking at it backwards. We then rearrange this formula to get y on its own, which is going to be done as follows. We multiply both sides by y plus 4 to get rid of that fraction first and foremost. I'll go up here, break out the brackets, and rearrange to get y on its own. Take away 4x from both sides, and then divide by x, giving us the following formula. And then we can rewrite this y instead as being, the inverse of g as follows. So g inverse x is 3 minus 4x over x. Now I can sub our 6 in place of all of those. I'm running out of space here, I'll go over here. So we have inverse of g, when we sub 6 in, will give us a 3 minus 4 times 6 all over 6. Just highlight what we end up with there. Plug all that into the calculator, and we're going to get minus 7 over 2, or minus 3.5. Lastly, part C. Find f of g of 5. So the way this is written, it doesn't have a pair of brackets here, but technically there is a pair of brackets. F of whatever g of minus 5 is. So g of minus 5, we can use our formula here, plug in minus 5. I'll use a different color because I used blue in the first one. So minus 5 is going to get subbed in there. So we have g of minus 5 is equal to 3 over minus 5 plus 4, which when the dust settles will give us a minus 3. Plugging that into the calculator. I then take this g of minus 5, or I take this minus 3, and I sub it in place of f. So what I'm going to get here, I'll keep this purple actually, is going to be f of negative 3. So I look back at our original function f, and I'm going to put negative 3 in place of all of these. So that's going to give me 2 times negative 3 all over 3 times negative 3 plus 5. And when I type that into the calculator, I'm going to get 3 over 2, or 1.5. Next, part D. Solve the equation f of x equals g of x. So scrolling back, our f of x was 2x over 3x plus 5. So I'm going to write that down, 2x over 3x plus 5. And our g of x is 3 over x plus 4. So that will equal, because of what this is stating here, I've forgotten what it was, 3 over x plus 4. And we're being asked to solve this equation. So first thing we want to do when we're solving an equation with fractions in it is multiply throughout to get rid of those fractions. If we multiply both sides by x plus 4, 3x plus 5, what that will do is on the left hand side, these 3x plus 5s will cancel, leaving us with an x plus 4 times that top. So we're going to have 2x times x plus 4. And on the right hand side, this x plus 4 and this x plus 4 will cancel, leaving us with a 3 times 3x plus 5. So 3 times 3x plus 5, like so. To solve this equation, we're going to break out the brackets first and foremost, see what kind of equation we're dealing with. We have a quadratic, gives us a clue. We have a quadratic, and we do not have any terms here that are going to cancel this out. So quadratic equation, we need to rearrange everything so it's on the same side. If we take away 9x from both sides, that will turn this plus 8x into a minus 1x. Of course, because we have a positive x squared term here, we want everything on the left-hand side. We take away 15 from both sides, and that will give me the following quadratic. 2x squared minus x, take away 15 equals 0. That factorizes quite nicely. We're going to end up with a 2x plus 5 and an x minus 3 when the dust settles. Our x value we get when we set this equal to 0 will give us a minus 2.5 or a minus 5 over 2. And when we set this factor equal to 0, you end up with x is 3. And because this was just asking us to solve that equation, which was this, there are only x values that we care about, meaning that our two answers are minus 5 over 2, or 2.5, and 3.